I'm next to certain that everyone's missing this game. So, how you guys doing? It's Rhino, or Gabby24601 here. And today, I'm not really going to be focusing on my gameplay too much. I will be, trying to complete this level, but let's face it, it's not going to happen. But what I'm mainly going to do for this is talk about more towards, like, the education system around here, because I kind of want to address it at this point. It's because it's gotten so bullshit. Like, I kind of want to address it. Alright, so, let's begin with this. Mainly, the sense is that, everybody is starting to get sick of doing packets. Yes, around here where I am from, our schools are basically not teaching us anymore. We are learning from papers, and papers are teaching us. We are learning from fucking trees, not people, okay? Everybody was like, oh, the next thing that the kids are going to be learning from are robots. No, the next thing we're learning from are fucking trees. Things that grow out of the goddamn ground. Basically, yeah, we're learning from paper. And I don't think it's really right that teachers can sit back on their desks and just go on Amazon while they hand out packets and expect everyone to complete them while they just sit on fucking Amazon. Like, that's not your job. You're not paid to do that every year. You're paid to stand up in front of a class, show everybody how to do their work and what to do, not freaking Amazon. Amazon doesn't pay you, the school does. It comes out of the kids' tax money, not freaking Amazon. I would honestly rather have an education where I have to put my face in my desk and, like, literally work my ass off listening to the teacher consistently than having to write down a bunch of shit in packets, because it's really gotten annoying after a while. Because I rarely hear teachers talk anymore. Like, I'll hear, oh, okay, I'm handing out a packet today. You need to complete it. By the end of class, hand it in, and we will go from there. It's like, no, that's not how teaching is supposed to work. I mean, it's just such a broken system that, honestly, I don't think it's very right. It's like more of a broken system than every circuit in freaking a destroyed Optimus Prime. Like, I don't get it. Another thing wrong with our education system is basically the fact that anytime someone gets into a fight, automatic suspension. What? You're told if you fight, you're getting suspended. That's what's happening. No ifs, ands, or buts. That's what's gonna happen. You're getting suspended if you throw fists. You throw hands, you're getting suspended. That's how it works. I'm sorry, can't help you out there. Doesn't make much sense to me. 1. You need to learn the art of self-defense. Self-defense is what's going to keep you alive in high school. You either need to look like the biggest badass, or you need to know self-defense. And I have neither of those things, so I just don't live. But principals are basically telling their students at this point, it's okay if someone's beating the living crap out of you. You cannot do anything back to them if you don't want to get suspended. You can't lay a finger on them, and you can't do anything to retaliate, which is bullshit. If you did this in the 1960s, everyone in that party would be fucked up. You'd get yelled at by the principal, sure, but that's it. That's all that was happening to you that day. Ain't nothing else happening. The principal would be like, hey, don't fight. And that's really it. Now, we have our asses handed to us on a pike and said, you fight again, I'm fucking expelling you. Like, it's scary shit, man. Because principals don't realize how dangerous it is at this point. If you don't defend yourself, you're gonna get fucked up badly by that one person that's trying to get you. And then people are gonna think, oh, he's vulnerable, let's beat the shit out of him. And then people are gonna keep going after that one poor person. And what's gonna happen? They're gonna get beaten up more and more. Wanna know what the leading cause of depression is? Bullying. That's the leading cause of depression. And what are schools doing about bullying? Jack shit. The principal could be sitting in his fucking office on his high chair, just doing nothing about bullying. Like he's supposed to be. He's supposed to be doing something about it. So close to doing that. Okay. No, but he's like sitting on his high throne thinking he's on ground zero just doing whatever the fuck he wants. And bullying is going on throughout the school. Thousands of kids are bullied a year. Just in one school. Like everybody's dealt with it at least once or twice. And what pisses me off the most is when teachers will say something about bullying. They'll be like, who here in this class has been bullied? And then there's always that one girl who's a bitch to everyone. You know who I'm talking about. There's always that one girl who's a bitch to everyone. And she raises her hand. It's like, bitch, you put down your hand. You put down your fucking hand. That's, it happened to me a few days ago, and I'm like, put down your fucking hand. Put down your hand before I do it for you. Like, it's not alright for some people to say that they've been bullied if they're the ones that are bullying people. Like, it's more honestly, it's disgusting. It's just absolutely horrifying, it's disgusting. I just find a lot of things wrong with it. And a lot of school systems also don't give a shit about someone calling another person. Like, if you're called ugly, school doesn't give a shit. You're called a dumbass, school doesn't give a shit. You're called gay, school doesn't give a shit. You're called anything, school doesn't give a shit. And then they'll make up some bullshit excuse like, oh, that's out of our jurisdiction. It's like, fuck you, it isn't. It's your job, bitch. It's horrifying to think about. It's really saddening to think about, honestly. I don't like thinking about it. I don't like thinking about school. I don't like thinking about school systems. I don't like thinking about how some people's lives are in school. Because you know what? I have been bullied. I've been bullied basically all my life. But you know what? I think I'm lucky because I live a happy life at my house. Other people have to go home and they don't have to deal, and they have to deal with about 10 times worse than what I have to deal with. You know what? My life isn't perfect. We all realize that. Nobody's life is perfect. But there are some people who have a really fucked up life. And school should be the one place where you can be happy with yourself. School should be the one place where you can feel safe. And are we doing that if all our principals are doing is saying, oh no, someone's beating the absolute fuck out of you. You can't do a single thing. Nope. Suspending the shit out of you. You're gonna have to go back to your house where something's going on. Say like there's alcohol abuse in your house. Your parents are drunk. That's terrible. Like, suspension is a nightmare for some people because they're like, oh, I mean, I get bullied at school, sure, but at least like I'm not getting screamed at by my parents consistently. That's not all right. And then for people to be adding on to that by bullying them consistently, that's even worse. All right? If you're a bully, what the fuck is going through your mind saying, hey, wouldn't it be funny if I made fun of this person? Wouldn't it be funny if I tormented their life? Wouldn't it be funny if I just decided to be a complete and utter asshole for the only reason is being my self-gain and making myself feel better about myself? Because I'm probably more insecure than this person is. You know what? You don't know what's going on in their lives, so how about you stop fucking acting like you do? That's what really just pisses me off, man. I can't stand when people think they know what's going on in another person's life, so they decide to be an asshole to them. And you know what? You don't ever know what's going on in full with someone's life. Ever. You won't. Ever. Because most people don't even know 100% what's been going through their minds lately. Like, I don't know what's been going on with my life completely within the past 5 months. You know what? I forget things. And then they come back to me every once in a while. You know what? That's perfectly normal. I'm a human being. Okay? That's gonna happen. Like, I love to sit at home and play video games. I love to sit at home and make YouTube videos for you guys. But I have people attacking me at school saying, why do you make YouTube videos of you playing video games for the internet? Is there a problem with that? I'm sorry, whoever told you you were in charge of my life? Did I give you permission and I just didn't know? No, I didn't. So you can piss off. People thinking that they have jurisdiction in any aspect of another human's life, that person seriously needs to reconsider every single decision that they have probably made. Because if that's one of the decisions you've made, that's one of the biggest fuck-ups any person could make. And it is extremely annoying. It's extremely depressing. And it's very, very inconsiderate to every other person around you. Because, again, I've said it before, and I'm going to say it again. You do not know what is going on with somebody's life. So you need to get your head out of your ass. It's not a freaking hat. And you need to start considering other people's lives and how everything else is for other people. Not just yourself. The world doesn't revolve around you. So stop acting like it does. So right back onto school, I'm going to try and go back onto this without getting too distracted again. Schools do need to stop with trees. Trees are not going to teach me how to do anything, really. At my school, I'm not offered any classes on how to do billing, how to do any of that stuff, how to raise a family, even. There are a lot of things wrong with that. Mainly the reason is that school supposedly, this is what my teachers tell me exactly, school is meant to prepare me for life ahead of when I graduate from high school and then go on to college if I want to do so. If I want to graduate from college, I need to know how to make myself food. That needs to be a mandatory class, first off. You need to learn how to fucking cook your food. That shouldn't have to be one of your jobs at home. That shouldn't have to be the parents' job. The parents' jobs are to provide care and support and shelter for someone. Like, that's enough on a parent's hands. A school should be able to teach. A school is meant to teach. That is why we have schools. That is why we go every day. For me, from 7:30 to 2 p.m. That is what I do every single day, Monday to Friday. I go to school to learn. If I'm not learning some of the essentials to my life, I don't know what I will be doing later on in my life. I might, for all I know, I might be really, really nervous. Right now, I'm nervous, like, of when to do my taxes, how to do my taxes, like, what to do for my taxes. Yes, I can pay other people to do it, but I'd have to pay them $100 to do that. What if I don't have that money? There's always that what if question, and schools need to reassure you of that what if. There shouldn't be that what if. You should never have to once deal with a what if question in your life when it deals with something that you could have learned, because other schools have taught you, but certain schools don't. Okay? There's a marketing course in my school that teaches you a business industry's standpoint on taxing and filing. Okay? Taxing and filing from a business standpoint. Yes, that is a business standpoint, not a personal standpoint. You need to know from a personal standpoint on how to live your life, how to do your taxes, how to make everything into what you are going to be when you are older. You need to know those things. And if a school isn't offering that, they need to get on it, because honestly, there is so much shit going on in every single person's life. I don't care who you are, you have shit going on in your life. You do, I do, everyone does. Newsflash for you. And it's ridiculous that some schools don't think that. Some schools have their teachers tell them, oh well, you should come see me after school. You know what? Maybe I have to watch my brothers after school. Maybe I have to get my brother off the bus every single day because my mother is working to raise kids from a divorced family. That's what I have to do. Like, telling me to come after school is one of the most difficult things for me. Telling someone else to go after school could be nearly impossible, because they have to walk 10 miles to get home. Schools need to stop expecting so much from us, because we're expecting so much more from them. And if they're not going to be delivering, well then, what are we to expect from them? Just some education where we expect to learn every aspect of our lives, but really we're just learning a few things that might get us a job, that might barely carry us through certain aspects of life. Sure, I can know calculus. That might help me later on. Algebra will definitely help me. Learning how to use a calculator, that'll help me. Yes, but none of that's gonna help me when I don't know how to do my taxes. When the IRS comes to knocking on my door saying, your house is under closure from our company, from the IRS. You cannot live here anymore. What am I gonna do then? I'm gonna lose my job. I'm going to go through a bunch of things that I wouldn't want to go through. I don't know how to cook food? Well, looks like you're screwed there. I don't know how to raise my family. Your wife leaves you? Your husband leaves you? Your kids might end up getting taken away from you because you don't know how to properly raise them? Schools should be teaching these things, yet most of them aren't. In almost 75% of schools across America to this day, they do not have a single music program. If 75% of schools don't have a music program, what does that tell you about the rest of their runnings? They say they don't have a music program because of funding, when there are parents all across the country willing to fight for that. That should be something funded by the government. The government is going to be such a crucial part of our lives later on, and we're barely learning a thing about it right now. Like, also, there are so many government officials that are fighting for our students. And there's recently been a bill passed helping some student forgiveness loans. And that is a huge step, because so many people in life are just robbed from their money because they owned student loans from their college. And now that some of those taxes are being forgiven, that is a huge step for us. But one step that we still need to take is some politicians need to realize that the reason students nowadays are so intent on learning about economics now, and why all of us are complaining about some of the things that I'm complaining about right now, is that later on, what they leave us is what we have to pick up from. And I'm not sure everybody realizes that. What they leave us, we have to pick up from them. It's not like there's some person who's going to live forever. There's no human who can live forever running one single government. We need to know how to do certain things. We need to know how to do our certain jobs. Yes, colleges will teach us that, but I feel like college is a little late. High school is the turning point in your life. That's where you start to understand more concepts. That's where you understand more. That's where you learn more. That's where you figure out who you're going to be, what you are going to be. You should be introduced to certain topics so you can have your life goals available to you when you're in high school, not when you're in college, still trying to figure things out, eating ramen noodles at your freaking dorm table, trying to, like, having a crisis on your hands, calling your mother crying because you don't know what to do. You're very confused and you're very scared about college. That is a very real problem right now, that everyone who's currently in student debt loans and everything else is wondering, when is our government and school systems going to step in and start helping us out more? When are we going to get the help, or even understanding that we need? Because we need to be understood. We have a voice just as much as they do. Our voices exist too. Alright, I just needed to get that off my chest. Our voices need to be heard. Schools need to start appreciating the fact that we need to defend ourselves. We need to be learning more than they are giving us. So, if you enjoyed this video, I hope you leave a thumbs up on it. And if you want me to talk about more real talk stuff like this, definitely leave a comment below saying like, oh, definitely do more of this, because I'd be glad to, because I have a lot on my mind. I think about a lot. And like, just, man, this is really, it's sensitive to me, because just so much goes on in my head that, like, the IRS scares the shit out of me. I don't want to ever have to deal with taxes, but the reality is that I do. I will have to deal with them. And, you know, it kind of sucks. So, I hope you all enjoyed this video. Leave a thumbs up if you did. And it's been Ryan or Gabby 24601 here. And peace.